Hi, Pastor Nathan Decker with your hashtag Better Together devotion for today. And I want to focus today still within that chapter 13 of Matthew's Gospel, still talking about Jesus' parables, and focus specifically on two of them, again, linked together, that talk about the price of something. So there's a story that Jesus tells in which he says there's a man who found a field with treasure in it, and he goes and sells everything he has so that he can buy the field and own the treasure. There's another story he tells where he says a man found a pearl at a market and he sells everything else. He's in the market for pearls, but he sells all his other pearls to buy this one pearl of great price. Now, in both of these stories, both of the merchants get rid of everything else. They sell everything so that they can have this one thing. Now, here's the conundrum within this story, especially when it comes to the idea of the pearl or the field with the treasure. Once you have this treasure, you have it, and its only value is in if you let it go or if you sell it again. But you sold everything else just to have this one treasure. It's that valuable to you that you want to have this instead of everything else. The merchant with the pearls buys the pearl, and the pearl has such great value, but only in the giving away of the pearl, in the selling of the pearl. But you don't want to do that because you just got rid of everything else because you want to keep this pearl. Jesus' story is a tremendous riddle. What could possibly be worth so much that we would sell everything else and just have this one thing, knowing that we could never sell this one thing because it was worth so much to us? Well, maybe the answer is salvation and life with God. He says the kingdom of heaven is like a man who found a treasure in a field. The kingdom of heaven is like a man who found a pearl of great price. The kingdom of heaven, the way of following Jesus as a disciple, is letting go of everything else and having this one priority, and that's following Jesus. Following Christ's teachings, following love and compassion as law, following humanity and treating each other with dignity and respect, following Jesus and Jesus' ways and Jesus' teaching and Jesus' life. Letting go of the other priorities to have this one priority. And somehow all of the rest comes into play by focusing in this one way. Somehow by focusing on Jesus, it clarifies our lives and clarifies what really matters in life. When we begin understanding that we have been given a gift in this life, this one life that we've been given, don't we want to make the most of it? Don't we want to make it better? Don't we want to leave behind a world that leaves a legacy for others? Don't we want to truly be Christ-like? Christ, who said, greater love has no one than to lay their life down for another. Let us live our lives in such a way as that we're making a better difference, that we're making life better together, that we're living our life as if it was the great pearl, as if it was the treasure in the field. Let us treat the way we treat one another and the way that we walk this earth as a pearl of great price, as something that we would get rid of everything else to have just this one thing. Let us offer our priorities as a focus of God, as a focus on Christ, as a focus on the Spirit life today.